Daniel Cormier was a force of nature in the octagon. Undersized for heavyweight? Maybe. But with a heart bigger than the cage itself, DC was able to wrestle his way through 2 weight divisions like a relentless bulldozer, grappling with the best in the world and leaving a trail of defeated giants in his wake.
There it is. There's his move. That's what he does to everybody.
Jumps up, drops you on your back.
For over a decade, he was the most determined fighter in the UFC, serving some of the most disrespectful takedowns and slams we've ever seen.
And slam. Still looking for the takedown. DC, can he get him? Yep.
But his journey to the top was far from a fairy tale. This is the story of a man who overcame tragedy, defied expectations, and became a legend, only to be haunted by the shadow of one man, Jon Jones. Born in Lafayette, Louisiana, Daniel Cormier's life was marked by hardship from a young age. His father was tragically murdered when he was just 7 years old. This event could have broken him, but Cormier channeled his pain into wrestling. He became a 3-time Louisiana state champion in high school, showcasing a raw talent and an indomitable will that would become his trademarks. He continued his wrestling career at Colby Community College, then Oklahoma State University, where he became an All-American, always falling just short of that elusive national title, a recurring theme that would follow him throughout his illustrious career. It was at Oklahoma State that Cormier's path first crossed with the man who would help define his future. Not Jon Jones, but Cael Sanderson, the legendary wrestler who pushed him to his limits, making him a better grappler, but always seeming to be one step ahead. Cormier's wrestling prowess earned him a spot on the U.S. Olympic team, not once, but twice. In 2004, he finished 4th, a heartbreaking loss that fueled his determination.
Exactly what the fortune said. I'm happy. I wrestled hard, had a tough competitor, and I just went out there and tried to set the pace of the match and continue to wrestle and keep scoring.
Where is that fortune?
It's in my bag in the back.
What does it mean to you to be representing your country in the Olympics?
Everything. I mean, I set a goal in front of me when my daughter passed, and I said I was going to be on this Olympic team, and I was going to go get a medal, and that's what I'm going to do.
He was named team captain for the 2008 Olympics in Beijing, but tragedy struck again. Severe weight-cutting complications forced him to withdraw from the competition. He was devastated. His Olympic dream shattered.
You can never take away the fact that I did win a bronze medal. I did wrestle in the Olympic Games. You know, those are things that are with me forever. And just knowing that, it makes life a little easier every day.
But Daniel Cormier was not one to stay down. He was a man used to getting back up. At the age of 30, an age when many athletes are already deep into their MMA careers, Cormier transitioned to mixed martial arts. He joined the American Kickboxing Academy, a powerhouse gym in San Jose, California, training alongside future champions like Cain Velasquez. Many questioned if a wrestler could succeed in the brutal world of MMA, especially at his age. Cormier answered those questions with a resounding yes. He tore through the Strikeforce Heavyweight Grand Prix, a tournament stacked with seasoned veterans. He was an alternate who stepped in and shocked the world.
Underway, 3 5-minute rounds in the heavyweight division. Both athletes making their professional MMA debuts under the bright lights of the Strikeforce Challenger Series. Cormier doing a good job, though, of keeping them against the fence. And he's a very open and honest fighter. And as he lands an overhand right, and it's Frazier going for the first takedown, immediately stopped.
You're getting pounded on the ears.
And Frazier right now looks like the proverbial fish out of water. The referee stops the fight. You can slap some good old JR's barbecue sauce on Frazier.
He is the winner by way of TKO in his professional debut, Daniel Cormier.
He dominated Antonio Bigfoot Silva with a brutal knockout.
Left in the first, the jab from Cormier.
Then outclassed the veteran Josh Barnett in the finals, showcasing his wrestling dominance and ever-improving striking.
And now the high cross flip and a slam takedown by Cormier. Wow! 10 left in the round. Right hand kick by Cormier hurts Barnett. And Cormier now beginning to go in for that kill. Unloading the strikes. Knees to Barnett.
Cormier!
Daniel Cormier, the undersized wrestler, was the Strikeforce Heavyweight Grand Prix champion. He was a force. When the UFC absorbed Strikeforce, Cormier arrived with a bang. He continued his dominance at heavyweight, easily dispatching Frank Mir and Roy Nelson. But with his teammate and friend Cain Velasquez holding the UFC Heavyweight Championship, Cormier made a decision that would change his career forever. He dropped down to light heavyweight. The cut to 205 pounds was grueling, but Cormier was determined to forge his own path. He quickly rose through the ranks, defeating top contenders like Dan Henderson and Patrick Cummins. His wrestling was a nightmare for opponents. He'd take them down, control them, and unleash a barrage of ground and pound that left them battered and bruised. He was on a collision course with the champion.
He's in trouble. Cummins is in all sorts of trouble. It is all over. Daniel Cormier finishes Patrick Cummins. Declaring the winner by TKO, Daniel DC Cormier.
The most dominant fighter in the division, and perhaps the greatest of all time, Jon Jones. The rivalry between Cormier and Jones was one for the ages.
You got your ass whipped today, buddy.
No, I didn't. You're a pussy.
Oh, yeah, you did it. I had you on
You're
your back.
such a little. Oh my God.
It was more than just a fight. It was a clash of personalities, a battle of good versus evil in the eyes of many. Jones, the young, brash, and seemingly unbeatable champion. Cormier, the seasoned veteran, the hard worker, the good guy determined to dethrone him. The trash talk was legendary, the animosity real.
Ignorant, you fucking junior college dropout.
Oh, so
you junior college dropout.
Yeah, that's why I have 10 million in the bank.
You junior college dropout. You're still an idiot.
I'm a junior college now. I'm a junior college.
You're still an idiot.
If you need help paying for college bills, let me.
Oh, I don't need help. That's the thing. I'm smart. I went to college. I'm smart. So every month, the money I get, I save.
I'm smart.
This was the biggest rivalry the UFC had seen in years and arguably ever. But the shadow of Jon Jones still loomed large. A cloud of what if he had been there hung over his reign. Cormier defended his title against Alexander Gustafsson in a Fight of the Year contender.
Threw a hard switch kick to the body there. There's the drive by DC. DC, can he get him? Yeah. Good shots by Cormier. Hard uppercuts by DC. And again to avoid that uppercut. But he's got to do something offensive. And still!
A brutal 5-round war that tested his will like never before. He then defeated Anthony Johnson again, solidifying his place as the champion. But the calls for a rematch with Jones grew louder. The rematch was set for UFC 214. This was Cormier's chance for redemption, his opportunity to finally conquer his greatest rival. The hype was immense, the stakes higher than ever. This was his chance to rewrite history, to prove once and for all that he was the better man. The fight started competitively. But in the third round, Jones landed a devastating head kick that sent Cormier reeling. He followed up with a barrage of punches, and the fight was over. Jones had done it again. Cormier was heartbroken, his dream of defeating Jones shattered. The pain on his face, his tears in the post-fight interview with Joe Rogan, it showed how much this rivalry meant to him, how much that loss hurt.
The fight was going well. I don't even know what happened. It's like I got kicked in the head. Oh man, I'm so disappointed.
The result was later overturned to a no contest due to Jones failing a drug test, but the damage was done. The visual of Cormier's defeat remained. After the Jones debacle, Cormier did something extraordinary. He moved back up to heavyweight and challenged Stipe Miocic, widely considered one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. And in a stunning first-round knockout, Cormier defeated Miocic, becoming only the second fighter in UFC history to hold titles in 2 weight divisions simultaneously. He was champ, a feat very few have ever or will ever accomplish. He would go on to defend his heavyweight title against Derek Lewis before engaging in a historic trilogy with Miocic. While he lost the final 2 fights of the trilogy, his place in MMA history was secure. Daniel Cormier retired from MMA in 2020, leaving behind a legacy of greatness, only ever losing to 2 men in his entire career.
That'll be it for me. You know, I've had a long run. It's been great. I mean, I just fought my last fight for a heavyweight championship, and it was a pretty good fight. So
it was a great fight. It was a great fight. You've been a great champion, and you will without a doubt go down in history as one of the greatest combat sports athletes of all time.
Joe, I appreciate it, brother. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir.
You guys have a great night.
We appreciate you, brother.
Thank you.
Daniel Cormier's journey is a testament to the power of perseverance, hard work, and the ability to overcome adversity. From the tragic loss of his father to the heartbreak of Olympic defeat and the bitter rivalry with Jon Jones, Cormier faced every challenge head-on. He became a 2-division UFC champion, a UFC Hall of Famer, and one of the most respected voices in the sport as a commentator. He may have never beaten Jon Jones in the octagon, but Daniel Cormier won something far more important, the respect and admiration of fans worldwide. He proved that nice guys can finish first, that hard work can overcome any obstacle, and that true greatness lies not just in victory, but in the way you carry yourself in both triumph and defeat. He showed a generation of fighters what it meant to be a true professional, a role model, and a champion in every sense of the word. Daniel Cormier, the uncrowned king, a legend of the sport and an inspiration to us all. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, we have another one for you right here.